Good morning, everybody. So I'm taking a bit of a walk. That's, if you can see that in the distance, there. That's where my pitch is. So this is a campsite in Hertfordshire, pretty directly on the Welsh border as well. It's sort of about 10 minutes drive from Wales, I suppose. I won't mention the campsite or exactly where I am for obvious reasons, but yeah, I've been coming here now for uh, 4 years. So this is the start of my 5th year, I think it is. Or is it the start of my 4th year? You know, I'm not quite sure. I think it's 2022 I started doing this. So yeah, so it's now 2026. Yeah. So yeah, it's the start of my 5th season camping here. Like I said, for half a year, 6 to 7 months this year. Might be a little bit longer, trying to get a bit more cash together. So I'll just show you roughly the area where I'm at. So like I say, I'm going for a walk. This is all the same campsite. There's another field through there, another one back up there. So I'm at the bottom of that hill now. That is quite, as you can see, quite a steep climb. So I switched you off because I was concentrating, because I have got a dodgy left side to me. My left foot will give way every now and then. So this camp, if you go through this gateway here, it's all very picturesque. We've got the water there now. That is actually, it looks like a little stream or a brook. Actually classed as a river, so it's obviously widens out somewhere. So yeah, we've got some bluebells. Not many here, but there are probably more in other parts of it. There you go. And there's you're allowed to pitch, if you come to camp, and you're allowed to pitch anywhere you want, really. There's no rules as where you can put it. But some of these bigger pitches, like this one here, would be good for a group maybe of 3 tents or so. They've all got, so that's pitch number 4 of the stream, as it's called, on that one there. Let me just show you. So all the pitch areas have got different names. So there, can you see that? Pitch 4, all right by the stream. Sorry, river. But what it does, in the distance you see those trees there, that's where it comes to an end on this side. Again, look how steep that is. I'm just trying to show you now, the first time I came here. When I used to do this, I used to pitch my tent up the top, roughly where I am now, on the other side of the hedge. And then once the sort of the fields dried out, I used to take everything down and come down here where it's a bit more quiet. Also, so when you get sort of summer holidays, you're going to get a lot of campers here. But it's never rowdy or anything. There's strictly no music policy here. It's a quiet campsite. But a lot of people about, not a lot, few people about, but yeah, where did I pitch the first time I came here? Let me have a look. I think I was here actually. So the first season, so the second part of the first season where I changed pitches after a few weeks. Yeah, it was here. This is actually quite a large area. You could put Usually 4 or 5 tents here and pitch up. So this is the border. You see that fence down there? This is the border. So that says there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's stream pitch. There you go. Stream pitch number 3. And you're right by the stream, so you can actually walk down to here. And there's a fence along there to the neighbouring farm across there. So my first season here, so the first time I pitched here, my tent was roughly here. So I say quite a strong pitch here. You can pitch a lot, but I set up camp here. Used to have some neighbours right next to me here, but it was also very nice. It was okay. But I was in my tent roughly here, and there was cattle in that field, so heifers, and they'd got their calves, so the bullocks, and there was quite a few of them. Now that night or that afternoon or that evening, I don't know exactly, they separated the bullocks from their mums, and the mums did not like this at all, and they kept coming down here, and they were making one hell of a noise. And it must have been 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe later, maybe a bit earlier, when they broke through that piece of fencing down there, which again isn't very strong now, but there's been no cattle in there since, I don't think, but they'd actually come through there, they'd ripped that down, a few of them, or all of them, I'm not quite sure, and they come up here, straight right next to my tent, ripped the ties from the tent, and took off up there and through the campsite where they can get straight out onto the road, and that's what happened. And then literally they stampeded, and they stampeded right next to me. From then, I wasn't quite sure what had happened, so I just went into my car, because obviously that would have been a bit dangerous. And about half an hour to an hour later, I heard bang, 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 and it was the farmer down there, in the middle of the night, putting the fencing back up, and they'd actually been informed by somebody that the cattle had escaped. And I'd actually sent messages to the owner of this campsite. Whether he got those messages or not, I don't know, but maybe he did. Anyway, they were informed of it, and they got their cattle back. And then he explained to me the reason was they'd separated the kids, if you like, the children, the bullocks, from parents, because of course the bullocks are the male cattle that would basically eventually go off to be slaughtered, if you like, for want of a better word, and that's where you get your beef burgers from, and the likes of. So yeah, I'm just going to walk back. There's some lovely old trees here and everything, very nice, and I was quite sheltered here. What have I just found? That's not good. I'm going to have to take that with me and throw it in the bin. There's a bit of plastic down here. It's one of those bubble things that somebody's been camping here and the kids have left here, so that's not nice. So I'll take that with me. So now, let me just show you. So what I was trying to tell you was I have trouble with walking, as I said. And when the ground is sloped that way, then it pushes my foot over. Now I have got carbon fibre insoles in the shoes, but they were put in back in 2016. So obviously that's 10 years ago now. And they're not as good or not as effective as they were. So last year, what I decided to do was basically lose as much weight as I could, but not as quick, not the so-called yo-yo effect where you lose and stop eating basically, or eat whatever, just vegetables, and then you lose a load and then you put it all back on. Weeks later, I've done a slow diet, a lot of healthy eating, a lot more exercise. Yeah, so I decided that I was unhealthy. I wasn't walking well enough. The flights, 14, 15 hours, or 2 or 3 hour stopovers at different terminals in different countries, and the flight were uncomfortable. And the flight itself, on the seat in front of you, where the table comes down so you can have your meal, that left me no room. So it was resting almost on my stomach. It was that bad. So it left me no room to heat my meals comfortably. And when I came back last year, I decided to do something about it. So I did. So last year, through just eating sensibly, no mad rush, but in the 5 months I was here last year, I lost 10 kilos. And when I went back to the Philippines, I lost another 12. So that's 22, maybe 23 actually kilos all told that I'd lost. For when I came back this year, it made the whole process, the whole journey a lot more comfortable. I could sit on the plane more comfortably, have more room, I had just more space to have my meals. The whole thing was so much better. And I've carried on. I've not weighed myself since I've been back, but I have had to punch 2 new holes in my belt. And I actually feel like I need to do the same thing again today or tomorrow. And I'm going to have to start buying new trousers because they're all getting a bit big for me now. So I'm guessing roughly now. So last year, I was weighing, so I actually lost more than I thought. I was about 139 kilos in the December of the year before, of 2020. Let me get this, 24. When I came back 2025 in April, I'd actually got down already, but not a great deal. I think I'd actually lost 6 kilos, so I was already down to 133.9 or whatever it was. And then I lost those 10 kilos. Roughly now, I'm not quite sure. I came back at 112.6 kilos, which is more. I've actually lost more than I've said. 112.6, and I've been losing weight since I've come back. I'm guessing another 2, maybe even 3 kilos. I haven't weighed myself since I come back into the country. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about me and how I'm trying to. I mean, I'm 63 years old. You've got to take care of yourself when you get to a certain age. You realize you just can't carry on eating fatty foods. So when I'm at the campsite, I buy a lot of chicken breast fillets, so no bones, nothing there, and that's a very healthy way of eating. I do have some protein. What are they? Not even yogurts, so they're protein puddings, if you like, in little plastic things. So there's plenty of protein in those. I do eat, if I'm a bit hungry, I'll eat a little bit of cheese. I do buy apples and oranges and stuff. So I'm not starving myself, and that was never the plan, because I need to keep my energy levels up because I work 14-hour shifts most of the time, sometimes 7, but mostly 14. And you sit down probably a total of half an hour in those 14 hours. There's always something to be done. So that when you sat down, you're basically assisting the people you care for with their meals and things like that. And you might sit down for half an hour later on in the day to do some documenting of how the day has been going and everything. So you normally get a tablet or a laptop out, so you half an hour. So you could say you probably sat down total for about an hour, I suppose, in those 14 hours, which isn't an awful lot. And it's a lot of walking, as you can imagine. So I just wanted to show you this now. Bear with me. Should I come back down here? It's a lot of work. I remember the last time I did it, I was sleeping more in my tent. I had a bigger tent, and I had 2 mattresses, proper double mattresses to get me off the floor. They'd got damp when I was transported. I had to carry them from here, from about here. My car was parked here, and I filmed it all, and it was an absolute nightmare. I was so tired at the end of it. I wouldn't have that problem this time because I actually, as you know, I'll show you in the previous video that I'd actually sleep in my car where the mattress is permanently in there. So that wouldn't be, it would, and the tent's a lot smaller than I've got now, and it's a simple tent to take up and down. It literally is, pop it back down, pull the mechanism at the top, push it down, and the whole tent collapses. But there's a lot of stuff in there, and that would all have to be taken out into the car, and then I would have to come back down here and obviously reorganize. I really do like the idea of that. But with work and one thing and another, I have got 2 more days off this week, so it is possible. I'll have a think about it. So I'm now going to walk back up here. So the car used to be parked roughly here. You can actually see the old tire prints because it would be every night there. I used to have a lot of trouble with the car back in the day. A couple of different cars I had when I was on this. I had a little Fiat Punto originally when I first started doing this, and that would struggle to get back up here in the wet. I could go that way and then have to reverse up that part here, there. See, this is coming handy already. It's actually still got some in the bottom there. So yeah, but that'll end up in the bin because there's nobody on the campsite much at the moment. So whoever that did belong to will be long gone. So there you go, you see. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear the wildlife, the birds. I don't know if you can hear that. Dark clouds at the back there. I don't know if they're heading this way or not. So this is a steep climb now, and this is where I struggle, especially without my stick. But I'm walking a lot better nowadays that I'm, how many kilos it is now? I'd have to work that out. So originally I was 139 when I started planning this weight loss. Came back, so 139, I'm now, just say now for argument's sake, I'm 110. That's 29 kilos. I'd have to convert that into pounds and stones. Basically 1 kilo is 2 point something, 2.2 pounds, is it, per kilo? So yeah. So there in the distance, let me just zoom in. Zoom in on that. There's my pitch. So I walk down there, I walk through a gate in the other direction, and then I walked all the way back here, and that's where the pitch is I was just telling you about. And people can camp all over this field. I think the whole campsite is something like 23 acres, I think. Something like that, I think it's 23, maybe 24, I'm not quite sure, but give or take, let's say 23 acres. Yeah. So that's it for now. The other side of that hedge there is the road, but there's no traffic at night time really. It's a very quiet road. It is the road into Wales and also to Hereford, but it's quite a quiet road. It's not the main road. There are other roads to get you into Wales from here. So it is used in the daytime quite a bit, but it's never that busy. So I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to edit this because the problem was when I was filming across there, I realised I'd been talking for 5 or 6 minutes and it hadn't been recording. This is always a problem when you're just using a cheap phone and not proper recording equipment. I have got my microphone, which I never used to have, but it has made the world of difference since I've been doing this. So obviously I had a channel before doing this, so I think this is my 4th video on this channel now. I was using a different channel, and I just fancied a change. Start again, see if, because I've never had a lot of views. I think my most views was over 4,500, but that was for one video, and the rest were sort of 50, 60, 70, sometimes 20, sometimes 300, 400, sometimes 2,000, but never massive. There's a car. Never massive amount of views, or I had 104 subscribers. So that channel is still open. I won't tell you the name of it at the moment, but I might change my mind about that, so you can go and check that out from the past. In fact, I'll tell you, it was called, and it still is called, I just haven't put anything on there since I've started this one. It's called Stephen Travels the World, and you'll see me on there, so you'll know it's me. I think there's a couple similar names of YouTube channels, but mine is Stephen Travels the World, and type that in, and if you like, have a look. Why not, eh? It's all the same as this really. I'm just starting fresh. That's all I'm doing. See if I can start afresh and see how many views and likes and subscribers I can get, just for something to do on my days off, because I work a lot, but I need some kind of hobby. I will be buying a drone this season. Had one last season, and roughly where we stood now, or further across there. I'd only used it once or twice. Was just getting the hang of it, and it went out of reach. It took off, and it was only cheap, 100 and something pound, very cheap. I never saw it again. So I thought, no, drones are not for me. But I've been talking to a couple of people. There's a gentleman that uses this campsite as well. He does ham radio, and he's into drones and photography and whatever. And he's been giving me some tips about drones and that. So yeah, and he showed me his, and it did look a lot simpler than mine was. That's the plan, to get myself a drone. I won't be spending a huge amount of money, but a better quality than the one I had last season, because that just took off. It was never to be seen again, and I've no idea where it ended up. So that's it for now. Everybody take care. I hope you've enjoyed this, and bye-bye.
Day and ask you how it is. Why are you